Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and today we're reviewing Recoverfun's Aircup. It's an automatic air cup, rechargeable. All this good stuff is packed into this tiny little box right here, which is perfect for placing on a shelf and lining up. You're not taking up much real estate, so kudos on the boxing of this. Minimalist boxing. I cannot preach that enough to products. Shrink it down so you can fit a lot on a shelf and not take up a lot of real estate, and you can pump these things out if they're good. It comes with an app. You can get this with the App Store or Google Play. Yeah, so let's get into some specs of this guy right here. This is it. If you've ever heard of cupping, it kind of got its first really mainstream exposure during one of the Olympics with Michael Phelps, whenever he had all these dark looking circles all over him, and people were like, what is that? What is cupping? And I still really don't know, and a lot of universities have done studies, and they still don't know the true actual benefits of it. But people get a lot of it, and I'll talk to you about my experience with it and why, if you like cupping, I don't think there's really a reason why not to own this. It's that good. The Air Cup is an autodynamic cupping therapy device with a revolutionary built-in automatic air compression system, which it does. It has a rechargeable battery. It uses red light therapy as well. You can set it. It's got modes. It's really multi-purpose. Believe it, I think they've squeezed as much out of this thing as I could possibly get. They claim it's a game changer in the cupping therapy world. I would have to agree with them. Smart cupping is probably the future. I don't think the traditional style of like heating the thing up and then putting it on you and let it naturally draw up suction is going to be a thing after this hits the market, which is already on the market. This is a good device. It's a perfect device for personal muscle tension relieving, but also a great therapist helper. That's the part where I'm like, I don't know, because I don't do enough physical activities to really wear my body out to the degree of like, oh, I'm pinpointing the issues and this is so helping. Now, to speak of the past, the Recoverfun percussion gun that I've used before, fantastic. They make great devices. That's why I wanted to do this one, because the other devices that I've reviewed of theirs has been spot on. Recoverfun is a great company, so be sure to check out all their products. All the ones I've tried is definitely top notch, so feel free to shop around on the stuff that they sell and have confidence that they're going to make good products. They do. So I wanted to check out this product, and I just don't know I have tension in my shoulders and stuff, and we'll get to the experience I had with it, but I think it helped for that evening, relaxing me. But after the initial feeling of it, I don't know what it does. Some of the features: it has dynamic cupping. It exceeds traditional cupping therapy sets with its dynamic suction, which you can go in and adjust via the app, which we'll get into a little bit later, which is great. It boosts efficient blood circulation while speeding up the recovery process. So that's the game. That's the name to fame there. The game to name to fame, whatever it is that it pops those capillaries or something, and you get this really red, bruised-looking ring. And that's supposed to promote health and wellness and circulation in that area. I think by damaging some things, I think is how it works. The same thing with a percussion gun. It kind of, massages the area and kind of damages it, and your body just focuses on that area and heals that area. And I can speak firsthand from percussion therapy that is a godsend device. I had lower back spasms, completely cured that. My knee issues, completely cured that by, percussioning that damage. And this, I think, does the same thing. Damaging the area and then the body focusing on that area and healing that area, which is phenomenal. The red light therapy that this has, because when you turn it on by long pressing the power button, you'll see a blue light, but whenever it actually starts engaging with cupping and feels the resistance, to the red light will engage like that. So we'll cut that off. Red light therapy. The Recoverfun Aircup has added red light therapy, RLT, during the cupping therapy, which helps relieve pain and inflammation to achieve a more effective treatment. Exposing body parts under red light also yields faster healing of the skin and muscle tissues. I did look up on WebMD and Harvard University. This has been going on for thousands of years, cupping. And some of the weird things that they'll do overseas in other countries, of course, is Acupuncture along with this. They'll take a scalpel and lightly cut the skin across and suck actual blood and stuff out. And there's where your risk of infections and stuff like that would kick in. So if you start reading about cupping and you start reading about the side effects, some of it is a blanketed statement across how cupping is done. And there's a lot of weird techniques out there that can cause, of course, issues with healing. And when you involve poking of the skin and cutting, it's probably not the best. But this is dry cupping. There's wet and dry. So this is dry. This is, if you like cupping, I think this is the best that you're gonna get. Personalized massage. It has massage modes. It's got 5 different modes, which we'll get into. One of them is massage, which kind of pulsates. That will probably be the technique I might go with in the future. But I did the traditional cupping on medium setting, and we'll get into that later. Scraping, which is cool. Scraping is mode 5, and basically whenever you put this into scraping, I'll go ahead and cover this right quick. Long press. It has an app. You can do all this stuff in the app all right here. You just get 5 lights for mode 5. That is scraping. And basically, whenever it comes on here, you can scrape. Whenever you get that suction right, there you can scrape it across the skin. And then you get the... You've seen massage therapists use like this metal scalpel, large stainless looking device to scrape the body, and it's supposed to scrape and pull up blood to the surface and help cure some stuff, help get some knots and ripples and stuff out of your body. They say scraping is excellent for people who want to relieve tension in the muscles, boost circulation, improve lymphatic drainage. There you go. Smart app controlled. You can use the app. You can control a timer from 1 second to 12 minutes. And you can control up to 6 air cups simultaneously. Hope I said that correctly. You can get a 2-pack of these, which also comes with another cup, which kind of has a little curve in it, it looks like. Which is pretty cool for getting into areas up here around the shoulders and stuff like that, where you might have a sharper slope than a back or something like that. But this one works for me. I guess I have loose enough skin for it to finally grab it and suck it up, and I can get through up here, which we'll get into later. But you can get up to a 2-pack of these. It says 3 sizes of cup attachments available, so you can buy more cup attachments. Easily change the cup size to serve different parts of the body. That's good to know. It's mini and portable. It is tiny. You can pack this thing in, and that's pretty cool. Like if you're into training or doing something, swimming, obviously we've seen this done on swimmers. You can carry this thing with you. You can carry 6, and it would not occupy much space at all like this. You could have its own bag, which is very cool. And you can also carry a charging brick with 6 ports, USB ports in it, to charge all 6 at the same time, which is nice. You can buy those on your own. Medium portable, we just got done with that. And what you get in this prime kit here, you get the air cup here, you get the filter, you get these little cotton filters. Whenever this unscrews here, there's a cotton filter there that you probably need to change out every so often. It helps to, I'm assuming, release the suction and just assist in suction, sort of like a gasket, but they use a cotton filter for that. You get one lanyard which goes around, which will connect to this and lock in, which is nice. Type-C cable, a manual, and a middle cup size. So this is the middle cup size here, which is great. And so yeah, now that we've kind of gone over this, what is this? Suction intensity is, it says -60 to 0 kpi, and we've done some vacuum tests and stuff like that. KPI is a measurement of suction. There's 5 modes, 5 volt to 2 amp, charging voltage 2 to 3 hours, charging time, 5 watt power rating, and 1800 milliamp hour battery built in. Wavelength is 630 to 670 nms. I don't know what the nm unit of measure is for that, but that is kind of it. We've just covered everything about this device, which is cool. So now let's get into how it worked with me and tell my little story about it. And if you know cupping, give it a shot. Let's cover the basics here, which is the outside here, the controls you get. Long press, turn on, then you get mode selections in here. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's audible as well. You can hear the different audibles for each mode. You get strength, the intensity there. Yeah, and it kind of goes low, higher pitch there to max out. So you get used to that. You get a blue light there until suction is established. And then once that is the case, you get the red light therapy from that. Long press to turn off, or short press, just like I did, to stop the suction and to be able to release this thing. You can click it to go back again, one click to stop it, long press to completely turn it off. So once you do tap it, it will release its own suction. You have a lanyard there, you can just pull it off of you. If you don't have your lanyard installed and you put this in a weird place, or a friend of yours or your spouse puts this in a spot that you really can't get to, you can't get it off, just so you know. But you can have a timer on the app, and whenever the timer reaches its end, it will turn off. So now let's talk about the app. Long press to turn on, and then search for the device, which it pairs up very quickly to the device, and there it is. Click that one, in which you can have up to 6. So there's mode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it goes massage, progressive, relaxing, cupping, and scraping. So I did do the cuppings. We'll put on cupping. I did medium, which it is units of kPa. And then there's my battery level at the bottom. Here's the timer. We scroll that up or down to add. I did 3 minutes. And so there's 3 minutes. And you got a back button there to go to the other air cups that you might have. But then go back into your own. So once you've set your timer up and your suction power, you just let the thing go. We'll put it there, and then you can see that it's going to do this for 3 minutes. Now, it's going to keep the same amount of suction power on there. So if you got hair or whatever else, the motor might kick on again. But we'll let that sit for right now 2 minutes while I talk about it. It does kind of hurt, especially in certain areas. You kind of be like, yeah, and dance around. But in certain areas where you are sore, like at my upper shoulders areas, it actually felt oddly good. So I'm cupping, and I don't know exactly what it does, but it feels pretty good. I know it looks nasty, but it kind of feels good. The app is great. I just wish you could cut the power off from it, from the app. If you're by yourself and you can't reach the power button to turn it off, it's the only thing, because I had to yell at my wife to turn it off earlier. And I'm doing about 3 minutes per cupping. And I guess we'll do the whole up the back on each side of the spine. But it doesn't really hurt that bad. The initial was like, oh my gosh. But then after you do it for a little bit, it's okay. What are you zooming in on? You pull it off. You can't pull it off. Just pull the cup off while you're filming it. Now that, when you take it off, it's like this cold pain rush, sorta, but then it goes away really fast. So, does it look bad?
Yeah, it looks like I beat you.
Let's go swimming. I'm Michael Phelps. Hey, I'm Michael Phelps.
That one looks really painful. Ready?
Yep. So like the 6 or 8 that I have on my back now, while doing that, the lower ones on the softer tissue kind of hurt more, And then as I got up to the problematic areas, it kind of hurt me less. But the benefits to it that I gathered was afterwards, the amount of heat that goes to that area is kind of insane, because it feels like you've rubbed icy hot or have a heating pad over your muscle groups that you put this thing on top of. So it's a good bit of relief, and it feels fantastic afterwards for like a few hours or so. But the next day and on after, I noticed nothing, and the redness from the rings, the bruising, I guess, will be with you for about 10 days. What you're going to see images of is after I first did it, and then probably 3 or 4 days later, there's another shot of it in a mirror. So that's kind of what it looks like progressing through, and it will take about 10 days to go away. So now we're 50 seconds away from this being done on my forearm, and then you'll get to see it in real time, kind of what it looks like. You can see it pulls up your skin kind of a crazy good amount in there, and we're at 50% on power, right? And it's crazy how much of your own skin it sucks up into it. And it doesn't feel like something that's normal. It does not. And it kind of looks spooky. And the more you look at it, the more it hurts. And if it's on your back and you don't know what's going on, you just kind of have a chance to relax. But if you're staring at it, you're like, oh my God, this is my skin. And it feels like it's getting ripped apart. All right, 3, 2, 1, and it's done. All right, so it's off. Oh, that was suction in there good. But you can kind of see what you're left with. That's 3 minutes, about I think 2.5 minutes by the time I put that thing on there. So not long, but that will continue to get red, and it doesn't look as bad as my back. I think I actually let my back sit for about a minute longer than I did this one technically. But one of the things I've noticed, which I'm going to give them a hint for the app here. Let me go ahead and start this up. Okay, it's starting. See how it releases? Look, watch. We'll let it max out right there. When it stops, I can press this once, and then boom, the suction kind of goes away and it releases. When the timer goes for its full 3 minutes, I've noticed that this kind of counts down and shuts off. It still has more suction than what it does if I quick press to get this off. So I wish they would put on the app the same equivalent of quick pressing this power button once on the app, so that I can just cancel it and stop it at any time. Even when the timer goes off and notifies me, I can push that, and it seems to relieve more suction by hitting this than it does for the timer to go off and for this to shut down. I don't know what the deal with that is. I don't know if I'm missing something, but I think it should have an emergency quick power off button on the app, just like it does here, for whenever your wife, I'll tell you this, for whenever your wife puts it on your back and says, I tell her 3 minutes, you know, and she's at the other side of the house, and I'm like, the timer's gone off and I still feel suction, I can't reach it. Come get this thing off me. And I'm running, and you can stand up and move through the house as well. It's got that good of a suction, you can move around. Get it off of me, you know, that kind of thing, because that's what happened. And but if it had a quick button, boop, with the lanyard attached, it will just relax your skin down. You can pull it off with the lanyard. So I'd say that they need to add that to the app for sure. Other than that, this has been the experience with the Recoverfun Aircup. If you're into cupping, sure, it's the best I think that you're gonna get. It's affordable when you factor in going to have this done, because I'm sure in one session you're gonna buy this thing and you get to keep it and use it for multiple times. You get the light therapy, you get app control, different modes. Speaking of modes, we're in massage mode now, so that you can see what this does in massage mode. See how it's just pulsating and raising up. I can change the intensity of that as well. So now let's hit progressive, where it's just doing its thing there, whatever that is in progressive mode. This is relaxing. It's revving up. So you hear that? And then the cupping, and then the scraping, which we have covered. So I'm going to turn this off. That's it, man. I hope you've enjoyed it. the minute you disconnect, it recognizes you've disconnected from the app, and that's it. So make sure to go check this out. I'll leave a link down in the YouTube description. Recoverfun's a good company. If you like cupping, I think this is the best that you're going to get, okay? So make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that bell so you get notified of the next product that I got coming that's unique. This is probably one of the most unique products I've done this year so far. So kudos, Recoverfun, for making a great little air cup device if you're into that thing. See ya.